let's talk about your TCS Prime experience. So there are many students who aim for this role.
So TCS came in my campus with 3 roles: the Ninja role, the Digital role, and the Prime role. So the process was pretty straightforward. First of all, there was an OA, online assessment, that was conducted in the centers, in the TCS centers, offline. And then there was 2 rounds of interview for me. One was the technical round and another one was the HR round.
Okay, so talking about the TCS online assessment, so did they provide any particular platform in which you have to do your coding stuff?
It was their own platform only. There wasn't any third-party application that they were using.
So Shrut, sometimes what happens, the candidates do not know the exact answers during interviews. So in such situations, how did you handle the question and communicate your thought process?
If there is someone who doesn't know the answer of certain question, then I guess you should just confront him or the interviewer that, I don't know much about this. Don't try to bluff in that case.
Hi Shrut, how are you?
Hi Kajal, I'm fine, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm too good. So thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. It's been great. I'm so excited to have you here. So before we dive deep into your technical side, so let's start with a quick introduction. So could you please introduce yourself to our listeners and tell us a little about your educational background?
Okay, so first of all, hi everyone. My name is Shrut Jain and I'm currently a final year BTech student doing my BTech from a Tier 3 college in Bhopal from Computer Science branch. And talking about my offers that I have in hand, I have 2 offers. One is Infosys Specialist Programmer and another one is the TCS Prime role. So these are the 2 offers that I got till now. And yeah, I guess that's it about me. We'll discuss everything later on.
Okay, that's great to hear, Shrut. Like college plays a very important role in shaping our careers. So I would love to know during your college years, what technologies or skills were you most interested in?
So talking about my preparation in my college years, so in first year I started preparing for data structures and algorithm in C++ language. So this was in the first semester that I completed, that I touched every topic in DSA till graphs and DP. I have a bit of experience in that. And then in my second semester, in the first year itself, I started development. I started to look for some projects and I started doing one-stack development. Then when I came in second year, at that time I was a bit off from DSA. I wasn't much practicing and I was more into development side. And I was particularly interested in back-end development, developing back-end projects, and specifically building scalable solutions, building scalable back-end systems. So that's when I was also exploring a bit of cloud like AWS, etc., etc. I was exploring technologies like Docker, like Kubernetes, and all of that. So that's how my second year went. Till this time, I wasn't much into DSA. I was not doing that much of DSA. So when the third year started, I started looking for some internships to get some hands-on experience in projects. And in third year, I guess at the starting of the third year, I was offered an internship from a France-based startup named Bossler. So I worked there for 9 months remotely, and it was a great startup. I learned a lot there. I learned a lot of technologies. Like I was working in React. It was there only that I started learning Java. So after this third year ended, I resigned from the company because I want to focus on placements that were coming. So at the ending of the third year, or you can say at the starting of the fourth year, I interviewed at a company named Cisco, a quite famous company. I cleared the OA, I cleared the technical round, I cleared the managerial round, and finally I gave the HR round. And I think that he is with OA, but eventually the HR rejected me. And I don't have any clear reasons about that. But still, so that's when I realized I need to do a little bit of more hard work. Then I started preparing DSA seriously. And around this time only, I started preparing for system design, both high-level design and low-level design. So I was doing that. And then there were multiple companies that I interviewed at, like Elysian and Capgemini and Lambda Test. And eventually, till now, I landed 2 offers, which is TCS Prime and Infosys SP role. So yeah, this one about my college journey.
Yeah. Now let's talk about your TCS Prime experience. So there are many students who aim for this role because it's considered to be one of the top opportunities in campus placement. So could you explain the selection process for TCS Prime?
So TCS came in my campus with three roles: the Ninja role, the Digital role, and the Prime role. So the
Okay.
process was pretty straightforward. First of all, there was an OA online assessment that was conducted in the centers, in the TCS centers,
Okay.
offline, and then there was two rounds of interview for me. One was the technical round, and another one was the HR round. So in the OA, there were multiple aptitude questions like numerical ability questions, reasoning questions, English vocabulary
Okay.
questions,
Okay. Okay.
and at last there were two coding questions. Right.
Okay. Okay.
So in the online assessment round, there was this criteria. The whole test was divided into two sections: the first section and the
Hmm.
second section. So first section
Okay.
consisted of normal aptitude questions, and the criteria was in order to get selected for the interviews, you need to first clear the first section of the OA. Then only your score for the second section, the coding section, will be considered. That's what the criteria was. And then in the second section, there was I guess numerical ability questions and two coding questions.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. So could you please recall the questions they have asked? Any coding specific question you could remember, or any topic they have covered in their coding round?
The coding round consisted of two questions. I exactly remember the question. The first one was the classic lead code question: longest palindromic substring.
Okay. Okay.
The thing was there, the brute force approach would work in that case. Like the constraints were
Okay.
very low, so the brute
Hmm.
force was working. And the second question was quite hard. It was related to GCD. I can't remember that exactly, but it was kind of an array given, and you need to form another array. And the criteria was the GCD of every number and their index should be different.
Hmm.
So that was hard question. So about and talking about me, I cleared the first question completely. All the test cases passed, and the second question was partially done. Half of the test case only passed. So total around 1.5 questions I was able to do completely. So that was the way part.
Okay. Was the center allocated nearby your college?
Yeah, the center was nearby my college in the same city only, Bhopal itself.
Okay, okay,
So
okay, great. Okay, so talking about the TCS online assessment, so did they provide any particular platform in which you have to do your coding stuff?
it was their own platform only. There wasn't any
Okay,
third-party application that they were using. It was
okay,
their
okay.
own platform only that they developed, and I'd say the coding experience wasn't very smooth in their platform, but yeah, it was
Oh,
okay. It was okay.
okay, okay. So it's been great to know like there was no any optimized approach that is very hard constraint there. From brute force approach also, if the student had done that, he or she could have been through online assessment, right?
Yeah, yeah. At least for the
Okay,
first question.
okay, okay, great. So many students also find interviews stressful. So can you share your interview experience with us? So what kind of technical questions they have asked to you?
Okay, so talking about the TCS technical interview, the interview lasted for around 20-25 minutes, and the interview started with a
Okay,
brief introduction of mine, where I introduced
okay,
myself. I told them my tech stack, I told them my experiences and achievements, etc., etc., everything. Then they first questioned me about Java, about hoops concept in Java. They asked me to
okay,
elaborate
okay,
every the four pillars of
okay,
hoops. Then they dive deep into polymorphism. They asked me about runtime and compile time polymorphism with some examples in Java. And then talk about my experiences. They questioned about my experiences, how I work there. In my experience at the company, I mentioned Apache Spark, a technology name Apache Spark. So they questioned me around that, like what is Apache Spark, how it works behind the scene, how you use that, how you optimize things using that, etc., etc. And then they questioned around cloud technologies. Like for example, in AWS, they asked me what is EC2 instances, what are EC2 instances, and an interesting
okay,
question that they asked was why is the name EC2 there, right? What is the
okay,
reason behind the name EC2? So then I
Okay.
explained that the name is Elastic Compute and it can go up and down eventually.
Okay.
So that was it. And regarding Docker, so they when they started questioning me around Docker, like what is Docker, why it is used,
Hmm.
how it does containerization. There was a you can say kindly healthy debate between me and the interviewer when the interviewer questioned the operating system dependencies in a Docker container. So it was basically some misunderstanding. I interpreted something else. He was asking something else, but eventually we came to the same conclusion. So I guess that's what impressed the interviewer, right? According to me, that's what I'm guessing. That's what I feel. That's what
Okay.
impressed the interviewer, and I guess that's why he selected me.
So, Shruti, sometimes what happens, the candidates do not know the exact answers during interviews. So, in such situations, how did you handle the question and communicate your thought process?
Okay, so what happened in my case was something different. The interviewer was
Okay.
asking something else, and I interpreted it in the wrong way, and I was answering
Mm-hmm.
something else. Right?
Okay, okay.
This
Yes.
is what happened in my case. So and eventually I confronted him that I'm saying from this perspective and this. So then he was like, yeah, okay. And then I also answered the question that he was trying to ask. So that's what happened in my case. And if there is someone who doesn't know the answer of certain question, then I
Hmm.
guess you should just confront him or the interviewer that I don't know much about this. Don't try to bluff in that case, because eventually they'll know that you don't have much knowledge about the topic being asked.
At least you can try to pour your efforts if you know some certain thing about that particular topic or the question that
Yeah,
interview has
yeah,
asked to you. Don't be
yeah,
so
exactly.
dumb
Yeah.
so that interview find you so dumb that you don't know even the answer or you don't know the thing. If you have mentioned it in your resume, at least whatever the technology or tech stack you have mentioned, try to have some knowledge about them. If still you don't have knowledge, or you can see this particular technology or skill set I have done way years back, or like in first year, second year, third year, somewhere like that. So right now I couldn't recall, but yes, I will learn it. So this is how it shows your learning thing, that yes, you are a
Yeah.
person who has potential to learn at least.
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
Yes. So yeah, you handled it in a very good way. So moving on to the next. So could you please share your HR round experience, because you have mentioned in one of the company you have earlier interviewed in, so you were not able to get through the HR round. But what happened in this HR round of TCS that you finally cracked TCS Prime role?
Okay, when I was going into HR round, there was this thing in the back of my mind that I was once rejected by an HR in Cisco. So, but
Yes.
surprisingly, the HR who was sitting there was asking technical questions to me. So there were no HR
Oh.
questions really that were asked from me, and particularly he gave me three DSA problems, which were quite simple. That given a number, you need to find whether it is even or odd. Another one
Okay.
was checking if the number is prime or not, and the third one was a bit different. I guess it was regarding merge sort algorithm. He asked me to write pseudocode of merge sort algorithm. So that were three DSA questions, and then there were three or four SQL related questions, query related questions. He asked me to write SQL queries, basic SQL queries like for joins or
Okay.
select queries, etc., etc. And yeah, it was all about HR. There were no specific HR questions asked to me, although I was prepared enough,
Okay.
but luckily they were only
Yes.
technical questions.
Yeah, it's quite a unique thing that you have mentioned to me, that HR was more interested into your technical stuff rather than he didn't ask you behavioral questions, anything like whether you're willing to relocate or not, or some HR behavioral question. But HR do not go this way. But if someone is preparing for HR round, so be prepare yourself for behavioral round as well. But it was your luck that you obviously had a good knowledge about your technical stuff, so you got through.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Shruth, what happened in your last HR round that you faced and you got rejected, and what you have improved this time that you thought that yes you got through? Although I know that HR didn't ask you behavioral question, but still, was it communication? Because I have seen there are many students who are very good at technical side, but when it comes to some behavioral question, they feel stuck themselves or they haven't prepared much on that side. So, what do you think that what was a major reason for your rejection in HR round?
Okay, so the major reason, I guess, you said it right. It was communication. It was a communication gap,
Okay.
and the specific question I also remember that also. The HR asked me about the
Okay.
competitors of Cisco. Who are the competitors
Oh,
of Cisco? So I read about them, but still I fumbled a bit, and it was the only loophole in the complete interview. Rest everything was fine. The rest there were only straightforward questions like, if are you willing to relocate, or are you willing to work in shifts, or and the HR even gave me a breakdown of the complete salary that I was going to get.
oh.
Uh, now, but yeah, it was the only question that I fumbled about the competitors of Cisco. So I guess that was the reason that I got rejected from the HR round.
So, Shruth, how much TCS Prime role offers to you? What package do they offer?
Okay, so the package that TCS Prime is offering is 9.5 LPA.
Okay.
Yeah, 9.5 LPA.
Do they hire for a single role or there are multiple roles? Because as I know, in Infosys there are multiple roles like digital specialist programmer, DSC, or there is a specialist programmer, system engineer role. So, does it happen with TCS as well?
The prime role, I don't think there are any other roles. There are any other categorization in the prime role itself. But I
Okay.
guess the specific roles of technologies will be decided once the training is started or the IP exam is done. So I
Okay,
guess
okay.
after that I'll know.
Okay. So, Shruth, so could you please share your experience with the listeners, like what resources you have followed and how you have structured your preparation that helped you to crack two interview round, one of TCS Prime and another of Infosys that was of specialist programmer.
So yeah, first semester I prepared from there. I watched all the videos, around 150 videos, and then I took a break from DSA. I wasn't really doing it. The coding profiles were very bad, quite bad. So in the second year, I started following Striver's A to Z sheet, which is there. There are around 450 problems that I solved. I didn't solve them all, but I tried to solve most of them. And for solutions, I used to watch drivers' videos. There are video links attached with each problem. And first, I try to solve the problem with my own, and then watch the solutions if possible. So this continued till third year. And in third year, I got my internship. So in that phase also, while I was doing my internships, I didn't practice DSA much because I didn't get time. I was balancing academics and work at the same time. So I didn't get much time for DSA. So overall, till third year, my DSA was pretty mediocre. It was not that great, right?
Okay.
And then when fourth year started, I started giving interviews. That's when I realized that only solving sheet problems, or whoever's sheet you are following, only solving that problems won't help you much. uh,
Okay.
that's when I realized I started giving contests on lead code to explore variety of questions, explore variety of patterns in questions. And I also started doing code forces in last year of my college. So I started practicing there also. And for code forces, I followed CP31 sheet by TLE Eliminators. And for solutions also, their solutions are there on YouTube. So I started doing that. And till now, I guess on lead code, I've done 450 around questions, and my ranking is 1800 something. So one thing that I'd suggest is start giving contests once you have touched every topic in DSA. Start giving contests. That helped me a lot. Uh, in building the intuition of any question, in recognizing patterns in any question, and solving any question under pressure. So yeah, yes, start giving contests as soon as possible.
Okay, great. So yeah, Shruth, I would like to wrap up this session. So before wrapping up, I just want to ask one thing that what do you think that what was your learning experience throughout your college days that you would like to address to all those students who are preparing for placements or would like to get through all those DSAs or interview rounds? So, what do you think? One advice that you could give to them?
One advice I'd give specifically for DSA round is if
Hmm.
you are in your third year or even in your second year, start giving mock DSA rounds to your maybe your seniors or someone who is working in a company or maybe your
Hmm.
friend. Was
Hmm.
what the thing that I've realized is solving a specific problem sitting in your room is very different from solving a problem sitting in front of an interviewer. The pressure is of different kind, and so I'll share one incident if that's okay.
Okay, okay.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah, sure.
interviewing at a company named I was interviewing at a company named Lambda Test, and the first round was DSA round. This was an off-campus opportunity, and the interview asked very standard question, very standard DP on grid question, right, that I solved around 3 to 4 times previously, but still I wasn't able to solve it, right? I didn't even know the reason why I wasn't able to solve it. It was a standard problem. I knew the solution, but still. That's so. After that, whenever I used to solve any DSA problem, I tried to speak out my thoughts loud. Right, that thing helped me a lot. That helped me a lot. So one suggestion would be while you are solving any DSA problem, speak out your thoughts loud. It will be a quite awkward in in starting. You might not be able to do it. You might feel awkward about it, but it will help you a lot eventually in the longer run. So that's about it for DSA at least. And for development
Okay.
purposes, I feel that for freshers also companies are asking system design. So if you can focus more, you can learn system design, then you should do, because that will give you a very good understanding of how systems work in the real world. So yeah, I also feel that companies are asking system design from freshers also. So if you can learn system design, then well and good. It would be a great plus point in your skills, and you can easily impress the interviewer from your system design skills. So talking about resources of system design, you can follow a YouTube channel named Hello Interviewer. They have their website also, so it is a great resource. I followed that myself for high level design at least. And for if you want to learn low level design, then you can follow Shreyansh Jain's channel. There is a channel of Shreyansh Jain. He has also taught very good low level design. I'm currently following it. I'm currently trying to learn low level design. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay, great, Shrut. So, in this video, we have covered TCS Prime role experience of yours, your interview round questions and everything. So, regarding your another profile that you have cracked is Infosys Specialist Programmer. So, we will be covering this particular in the next part. So, in the next part we would be covering that what all the questions that has been asked to you and how you have prepared for that. I think preparation would be same obviously, but the questions and online assessment round, so we will be covering all those stuff in part 2. So I would like to tell the viewers, so whosoever wants to crack TCS Prime role, so I hope this video would have been a great help for all of you. And if you want to crack Infosys Specialist Programmer role, so I'll be covering this in next part. So if you want to learn more about Infosys Specialist Programmer role and the questions that has been asked from Shrut, we will be covering it in part 2. So you could see the link in the description box or in the I button as well. So just click the button and then you can watch that particular video and can know how Shrut has cracked Infosys Specialist Programmer role. Thank you so much, Shrut, for coming to my YouTube channel. I hope this video would have been helpful for those students who are aiming to crack TCS Prime role. And whatever the information that you have provided, it was wonderful. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. It was great to host you.
Thank you very much for having me on your channel.
Okay, thank you so much, Ruth.
Okay.